Happy Tuesday, Facebook world. Magic. We are going to be talking about magic today. Is that exciting? Magic. So, it dawned on me today that very frequently my days are filled with working with children and adults who are in pain or have had such profound pain in their life, and they allow me into the sacred space of trust to be in it, which in and of itself is magical. But my kids that I work with, they teach me so very much. In all honesty, they invite all of us to learn so very much. So what I have noticed is very often the kiddos that I work with who have come from pain, trauma, abandonment, loss, grief, abuse, well, we use play as their language, their primary language of therapy, of therapeutic interaction. And what their play, how they engage with others in the beautiful, beautiful learning lab of play tells us about what's going on in their mind and their hearts in ways that children can't express verbally. And what I frequently notice, and I'm looking at my notes, is that in those moments I'm looking for how does a child reciprocate? How does a child let someone else into their world? And what I notice is that frequently they struggle with this. And hi, Andrew, I know I'm holding this wrong, and we'll talk about that later. That's an aside. What I know is that they have a hard time releasing control in their play. Like, for instance, if I'm having a mom and a child build a tower with blocks, the child will frequently take over all aspects of the building. Or if I'm having a parent and a child play grocery store, the child will take over and refuse to allow the parent to be the shopper or the checkout person. They just can't help themselves but give suggestions that are not suggestions. They are instructions. The children write a script. They write a script of exactly how the play is going to go. And they have a hard time allowing any variance with the script, any reciprocation or freedom from the script, because that gives them a sense of felt safety and mastery. It's because they lack trust. But here's another thing that I know about children. Children teach us everything. Is I know that children also love magic. Think about it. They love puppets. They believe that this little stuffed animal that you put on your hand actually becomes the creature. It's magical. They believe in magic tricks, right? Magicians. They believe in Santa Claus. They believe in magic. Okay. Now, think about this. What would happen if a magician brought someone up on stage and explained ahead of time to the whole entire audience every aspect of what was going to happen with the magic trick? There wouldn't be magic. It would be an educational show, but it wouldn't be a magic show. Well, I thought about that. That is so often what these kiddos do, but then I thought harder and broader, and I thought, you know what? It's not just what kids do. It's what we do, right? We seek out to write a narrative of what situations are going to look like. We social situations and settings. We think about, what is the script and the narrative for my children? What is the script and the narrative for my day? What is my script? I'm writing in my mind, what is the presumption of what's going to happen next? And I take away the magic. What do I mean by magic? I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or wiser, or just leaning into faith so much more, and the belief that maybe, just maybe, there is a grand orchestrator that is so not me. It all is not dependent on me. I can release, I can let go. I have permission to give this story to the world. One day, a few years back, I was doing collaborative therapy with a horse therapist in our area, and we had been working with this one little girl who had a very difficult story. Pain, abandonment, loss, grief, right? And my friend and I were working with a mom horse and a baby horse together to do some of this therapeutic work. On a Friday afternoon, my friend called me and she said, "Rachel, we're going to have to cancel our standing appointment." And I said, "Whoa, the appointment's for 1 o'clock. We cannot do this. This will spell for horrible things for this child and their family." So I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Well, the mom horse is really sick, and I think we're going to have to put it down. And so we can't have people in the barn because it would be distressing for the horse." And I thought, oh my gosh, this is catastrophic, because we had been working with attachment and bonding work. Well, what happened was, I said, "Can we just meet, and we'll meet out in the yard, and we'll work with other horses today. We won't go into the barn." And she said, "Sure." So I got there a few minutes early, and lo and behold, here comes the little girl and her parents. And she says to me, having no idea, because I hadn't conversed with her parents or her about what was going on, she said, "Miss Rachel, do horses ever get sick? And when they get sick, what happens to them?" Just out of the blue. Out of the blue. And in that moment, I knew we had to follow a different orchestrator script, not the one that I had written. Someone who knew, someone who cared so deeply for this child that he had orchestrated something so magical and beautiful for her, so powerful, beyond what I could ever do. And we spent the next hour with her in the barn with the mom horse. She actually made my friend videotape the interaction between the mom and the baby, of saying goodbye. And we were all a hot mess. We were all a wreck, but I'm going to tell you, there was something magical. There was a grand orchestrator at work, and it wasn't us. And what I would say is that happens all the time. When we give up our own scripts, our own narratives of what's supposed to happen next, and we lean in, we let go, and we look for the magic, because it's all around us. It's even inside of us. And most of the time, it happens through relationships with other people. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to see your comments on looking for magic in your everyday life. Seeing it, joining with it, letting go so you can see it happening. There's magic all around us. have a really beautiful day. See ya.